Hey YouTube, today's video is going to help a fellow deviant called Tenshi-chaos and help her how to make her character look more adult-like. Give her just a couple of tips. So if you want to have a couple of tips on how to make your character look like an adult, stay tuned. Okay, so what I'm starting off first is taking her image that she had created and sketched in DeviantArt, and I copied it into Manga Studio. So I lowered the opacity and I just went over with a red pen tool, and I'm just making his face not look oval, like, smooth like a baby. I wanted to give him more structure, make his jawline more defined, because when you have an older character, his jawline will show more. Like, his muscles will show more, everything will show more. We don't have that baby fat no more. Now with his eyes, I didn't think that her eyes should have been that big. I think it should have been smaller, because when you're older, you don't have big anime eyes like little cute babies. You have narrow eyes. Your eyes are smaller, because I think your head is bigger. It's just little details. So I went ahead and I made his eyes a little bit smaller. I even went and made his, a little bit of his eyes smaller. But this is just like a quick little sketch. I'm not gonna go too crazy. So I'm giving him eyelids. Eyelids do help with making the character a little bit older. You can even add wrinkles on the eyes or the forehead if you want to make them even more older. And with the nose, you can even define the nose too to make the character look older. It's always small eyes, narrow face, wrinkles. With the nose, I went ahead and I added an indent, because when you're older, you have that little indent. You have like more disfigurement, I think, in the anime type world. So I was completely done with his face. He looked a little bit more masculine. Now with his neck, I made his neck thicker, because men tend to have thicker necks than women. And thicker necks means more muscle, or I don't know how it is, but I know men tend to have thicker necks than women. I'm giving him just a line where his chest might be. I kind of couldn't go with the image because of his shoulders. Now, men's shoulders tend to be long. I remember reading somewhere, or my teacher telling me, that a man's head is like, he can add another head on his shoulder on both sides. So here I go drawing two circles, and with women it tends to be half of that circle on both sides. So that's how you determine how long their shoulders should be. So I'm making his shoulders a little bit bigger and broader, and I'm just coming down where his chest might be, and I just make a little box. And then after I make the box, I make the collarbone, and the collarbone gives me a guide to the middle of his chest. So what I do is I make like these two little squiggly lines on the side where his collarbone will be, and then bring down that line. And then, I'll just define his muscle. Right now, we're making him naked so that it can give us more of, it could give us a look that we need, like the structure of the body, before we even create the clothing. I'm coming down with his shoulders. Men do have cuts on their arms, shows a little bit of muscle. I'm not going to make him too bulky like Vincent, but I'm going to give him at least a little bit of muscle, because he's fit. He's not, anywhere near slinky or slim or anything like that. He's just a fit guy. He worked out or anything like that. I didn't really like the shape of his stomach coming out, so what I did was I hunched him over, because men tend to hunch over a lot. I never seen a guy pull out his back and show his stomach more. It was more like a female that would pose like that. So I hunched over his back a little bit, and then I just, right where that line is, added the pretend abs, where his abs would be. With his arm, being that his shoulders are longer now, I had to mimic where his arm will be. So I'm just adding a little bit of muscle, not too much, and just creating, you know, a little area where his hand will be and his arms will be. The more bulky the muscle, the more box shape it will look. The more slender and fit, the less bulky. So that's why I was trying to keep it at less bulky. I kept him with the same hair because his hair is good. It's perfect. I don't have no changes for that. And this is her character, so I'm trying to stay true to what she has here. And just, you know, give him a little bit more hair popping out. Guys tend to have bedhead sometimes. You know, it's sleek, but it's not always perfect. I just put his ponytail anywhere just to give the idea of he can have long hair and still be a man. He doesn't have to be a woman. And that's pretty much it with creating your character in a masculine type way. Just think about his facial features will be more boxy. You'll see his jawline, you see more of his chin. If he were to be a child, you can keep his face rounded, but being that he's older, you have to box his chin in. And with his muscle mass, if he was a child, it could be nice and slender without muscles, but if he's an adult, he would have cuts on him. Like, I call it cuts, but you know, he'll have a little bit of definition in his biceps or his chest or his what do you call that? His abs. There we go. His abs. And after you finish with like drawing your character down where he looks like he's naked but he's not, you can go ahead and you can erase. Erasing is the most beautiful thing in the world. So, you know, you go ahead and you erase that. But that's basically my main thing. To making your character look like an adult. It's a little difficult. You can keep trying and keep sketching till you get your character as perfect as it can be. Right now I'm just, you know, adding little sketches, like, you know, little sketching areas to add some muscles. It's not needed, you know, if the character is not supposed to be super, you know, fit, you can erase those lines. Those lines are not, you know, you don't have to stay true to those lines. It's your character and you can do anything you want with it. Just keep on drawing, keep going. Even if you have to draw this character 1,000 times, you can get there. I believe in you guys. So this is pretty much it that I have for this character. It was just to help a fellow deviant out, and I hope this helped her, and I hope it helps you guys. And I thank you guys for watching.